to progress them, to make them more challenging as we go along, it would be good to use weights, to use TheraBands, to make them a little bit more complicated and obviously tougher. So I have been thinking, speaking with Kaylee, to divide this session in two parts. The first part will be addressing the gluteal muscle strength. So we will be looking at 6 exercises. And the second part is going to be other 6 exercises, but to improve landing technique. Okay, so I will commence now with the first part. Okay, I will show you one exercise at the time, and I will give you time for you to practice it. Okay, so let's begin if you're ready. The first group of exercises I'm going to show you are exercises to address gluteal muscle strength. Gluteal muscles, just a quick introduction, are really important muscles to stabilize not only the hip joint, but also the entire lower limb. They are often neglected in many sports, and however, they are recognized to be really, really important to improve how the different joints we have in the lower limb moves in harmony together. So the hip, the knee, the ankle, especially preventing the knee to roll in, the ankle to shake when you perform certain exercises. And they are also really, really important to prevent lower limb injuries that are created by overuse. So if you've got really strong gluteal muscles, you're going to prevent things like pain on the patella, ITB syndromes, which is an inflammation of a band on the outside of the knee, or tendinitis, which is an inflammation of your tendons. So we are going to get cracking with these exercises, okay? And I want you to work really, really hard until you feel that the muscles are burning. Is that okay? Are you ready? Okay, let's begin. So, I'm gonna move the camera here. Please do let me know if you've got problems to hear me. So, the first exercise I will explain you is single leg squat, okay? This exercise can be performed free body or can be done using dumbbells. I do not have dumbbells, so I'm gonna use bottles of water. There you go. So, I want you to go on one leg standing. I'm gonna start with the right. I'm gonna sit back on the chair without using my other leg, and I'm gonna power up from it. 1 and 2, only on one leg. We're gonna work stability as well when we do these. I want you to try to practice these for 10, 12 times at least per leg, okay? I'm gonna show you from the front how it looks like. So that was from the side. From the front, I want you to prevent the knee from rolling in. So I want you to keep your lower limb very straight when you do the squat. Okay, this exercise, you please try, works the quads, but as there is a significant hip tilt when I come up from the sitting position, it works a lot to engage the gluteus maximus, which is a hip extensor. So it does this, okay? So please make sure to increase the pelvic tilt when you do that. Don't be shy to work with your hip. It's really important. Go back, find with your butt the seat, come up and tilt as you reach the top. How long shall we leave them to practice? A couple of minutes?
Yeah, a couple of minutes will be good.
Very good. So I'm going to just repeat it. If you find it difficult to balance, You can also hold on something like a table or a chair close to you and use just one end to hold the weight. That's also good if you've got problems with balance, okay? 1 and 2, okay? Just gonna show you the knee, how it bends here. 1 and 2. Make sure to do this when you come up. 1 and 2, okay?
Girls, remember Dan said to keep working until you were tired, so you need to keep working until it's burning.
Absolutely, yeah. So make sure to reach muscle fatigue, okay? So just for practice now, make sure to do at least 10 or 12 movements on each side. But outside of here, when you really do this exercise at home to work out your gluteal muscles, please make sure to do at least 3 sets. And in every set, you should reach muscle failure. So it needs to be burning your gluteal muscles, okay? Which is not a bad thing, okay? Also, remember that we work one leg at a time. So you try to work the first one up to failure and then do the other one up to failure for 3 times. So it's a little bit time consuming, okay? Very good. Also, I see some of you, when you come up, please do try not to balance using the other leg. So as you're at the top, try to remain in this position without doing this, for instance, okay? The other leg can be bent. You don't have to keep it straight, okay? So the focus is only on here, okay? Going down and up, all right? I'm just seeing few of you. I'm not seeing everyone, but I think somebody's still practicing, so let's leave them some time. Good. Nice. Good. Ready to move on?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah? Shall we do the next one, yeah? Good. So, for the next one, you need to have the sofa or the bed behind you. If you don't, you can do it on the floor, okay? I'm gonna show you guys how to do this on the sofa, okay? Because you've got a wider angle to perform the movement if you use the sofa or the bed. So this exercise is called single leg hip thrust, okay? And it's really good to improve the strength of the gluteus maximus, okay? Like the other one we saw. So how it works is that you sit on the edge, then you go down, keeping the elbows propped up onto the sofa, okay? Lying down with your feet until the knees are at 90 degrees. With the arms on the sofa, what you have to do is a hip tilt, which, however, must be done on one leg. So this is how it looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. So I'm going to repeat it. Elbows propped up onto the sofa. If you want to try on the floor, just have to lay down like that, okay? If you've got the bed or the sofa, this is the starting position, all right? Then you walk forward a couple of steps with the feet. Make sure that the knees are pretty much at 90 degrees. Lift up the leg that doesn't work and do a hip thruster with the other one. 1. When you thrust up, you should try to be horizontal, okay? At the very top. 2, 3. Many people use the elbows, okay? Do not lay down on the sofa using basically the upper part of your back. Your shoulder blades should be flat, resting on the sofa, okay? And that's it. Again, one leg at a time, try 10, 12 movements, and change leg and try the other one. If you want to progress this exercise, you can use a weight, or in my case, bottle of water on the pelvis. Off you go. So I'm gonna hold the bottle with my hand, with the other one I stabilize myself on the sofa, and I'm doing the thrust here. Really powerful exercise for the gluteus maximus and the hamstrings as well, okay? So I'm gonna repeat it.
Remember to keep going. You've got to keep going until they're tired and keep swapping legs.
Absolutely, up to failure. Up to muscle fatigue. On one leg, okay? One leg at a time. Nice one. I see some of you guys keep the leg that doesn't work up to the floor. You don't need to. Keep it horizontal. That's it. Keep it horizontal. You don't need to do these. You don't need to do these. The other leg is down at the same level of the other one, okay? Like that, okay? You don't need to lift it. Good. Nice one. Is it difficult? Give me the okay if it's difficult. Very good.
How many repetitions, Dan, would you recommend doing this? I mean, how much loading does it have to put over the top? Will it be better to do 50, or will it be better to load that they could do only 20?
So I was coming to the dose at the end, because I see pretty much all of them in the same way. They are exercises to strengthen the gluteal muscle. So according to the American College of Sports Medicine, the recommended dose for strengthening is 3 sets for each exercise, working at around 10, maybe 12 repetitions. Now, the problem is that at home, not having a lot of weights, you cannot reach muscle failure at the 10th rep. So my advice is keep the sets as they are, 3 per limb. So 3 on the right, 3 on the left, and go up to fatigue, okay? As many movements as you can. If you can load, because you've got a weight to put on your hip or to hold when you do the squat, then you can choose the weight that helps you to stop at 10. But in an ideal circumstance, this is easy to do when you are at the gym. At home, if you cannot reach failure at 10, just go on until you feel that you cannot perform any more of that exercise. That means you have reached muscle fatigue. That means that you have to stop the exercise. Okay? So the exercise number 3 is a step up. Now, for those of you who don't have a step at home, this exercise can be done on the sofa, or if you do not have a sofa or you cannot use the sofa, you can modify it. Okay, so I'm going to show you first how I do it on the sofa, the step up, and why it is very important for the gluteal muscles. And then I will show you how you can modify this exercise if you cannot use your sofa. Okay, so right, so this is my sofa. What I want you to do, free body first, but if you can, using weights later, is to step on the sofa, make sure you are safe when you do this, make sure you are stable, and then you do a step up, going all the way up, tilting your pelvis when you are at the top, squeezing your glutes, and as you come down, I want you to slowly come down, touching the ground with the other leg, but touching the other leg just very, very gently on the floor, almost tapping it, and returning up. You don't have to put pressure on the other leg. So you don't have to do 1 and 2, 1 and 2. You don't have to land heavily on that leg. You just have to tap it slowly. 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. And make sure to exaggerate the hip tilt. We want to exaggerate it because this is the focus of the work, okay? So I see that some of you, when doing the squat, we're starting the movement from the knee. We're going vertically down like that. You need to go down and back. You need to look something behind you, okay? Same for the step. You need to go forward as you come up and backwards and downwards when you come back down. Touch the floor on the other leg and return up and forward. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. So the movement is, it goes this way, okay? Up and forward, okay? If you do not have a sofa, what you can do is a aerial lunge. So from this position, go back and up like that, okay? So if you can go up and forward, better if you've got a step or a sofa. Otherwise, don't worry, just do these. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Just make sure to do this movement, okay? This swinging with the pelvis is key, okay? Let me see. Let me see. Step up. Nice one. Good. Watch out your balance. And please, girls, do not stay on the edge. Whatever you are using, put the foot inside exactly. Do not stay on the edge. Okay? Good. 1. Tap slowly and return. It's also a little bit challenging for the balance, this exercise, but this is the key. We kill many birds with one stone. We work challenge, we challenge strength, we challenge balance, endurance, all at once. So again, I'm going to repeat it. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. And for those who do not have the sofa, 1 and 2. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Please do feel your muscles burning, okay? At the end of the exercise, you need to feel the muscles burning, hurting. It's a good pain, that one, okay? Nice one. Good. It's okay if you want to balance somewhere. I see that some of you have got problems with the equilibrium. It is fine. If you want balance by holding something close to you, it's not a problem as long as you are stable. Because if there is a lot of instability on the exercise, obviously the execution is going to be compromised. It is pointless. So it's good sometimes to sacrifice maybe the weight for having a better balance. Okay? Shall we move on? Yes? Shall we do the next one? Let's do it. This is one of my favorite. This is one of the worst. So, exercise number 4 is side plank. Okay? Side plank, here we go. What I want you to do is to lay down on one side. Just gonna get to the camera closer. Let's go. So you need to lay down on one side, which will be the side that you are working on. Okay, so I'm gonna use the right side. So I'm gonna lay down on it. Okay, keep the legs on top of each other, straight, and make sure that shoulders, hips, knees, and ankles are on the same line. Then you bend the arm in this way. Okay, putting pressure on the forearm and the elbow. Okay. And the other hand, if you do not have a lot of power, it can go in front of you just to help you lifting up your body. otherwise is on the waist. The exercise consists of lifting up the entire body, just leaving the pressure on the forearm and on the feet. You're going all the way up and down. One mistake that many people make here is they keep the feet pointing forward. You shouldn't, okay? The feet do not have to point forward because you will not have balance. The feet must be with the toes up, okay? So make sure that you keep the feet pointing forward, not downwards, okay? And you go up and down, up and down, up and down. Very good. As many times as you possibly can, okay? Do not stop, okay? Do as many movements as you can. The plank is an exercise that cannot be loaded, okay? You cannot use weights here, so you have to go up to muscle failure, okay? And you do 3 sets of as many reps as possible on one side, and then switch, go to the other one, and do the same. 1, 2, 1, 2. And make sure to go slow, don't go fast. Try to reach the top of the movement, return slowly, tap the floor, and come up again. Keeping always the feet on top of each other, pointing forward, remember, not downwards, okay? Let's do it. Good. Nice one. Yeah, make sure, ladies, not to collapse the pelvis down, okay? When you reach the top, slowly return to the floor, and then do the movement again. Feet pointing forward the feet. That's it, very good. Nice one. Good. Yes, nice one. Okay. As many movements as possible, all right? Okay. Let's go on to the 5th exercise, shall we?
Yeah,
okay, is that okay?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah. Can we go past 40 minutes? Can we?
Yes, we can, Dan.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, so TheraBand. I need you to use the TheraBand, girls. I want you to put the TheraBand in between your knees, in this position, and lay down on the side that you will not be working. So it's opposite of what we have done before. Before we had to lay down on the side we were working on. In this case, the side we are working on is up, okay? So I'm gonna always start on to work on my right side. So my right side is upwards. The position is pretty much similar. The only difference is that in this case, the knees are bent. Feet, hips, and shoulders are on the same line, just the knees are bent forward at 90 degrees. And from this position, you're doing the clamshell. I see that some of you already knows these. That is the exercise. However, I know that many of you know these, but I have 2 variations that you probably don't know. So the first variation is you lift the feet up and you do the clamshell like that, with the feet off the floor. It's way more difficult. And the other variation is up, kick, return, and down. Up, kick, return, and down. Okay, so there are actually 3 different movements here. The first one is the normal clamshell. The second is the clamshell with the feet up. And the third is the clamshell with the feet up and a kick. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Do you think trainers that it will be useful for them to have a list of these exercises later on? Kaylee, if I email you the list of the things we have been seeing, do you think it would be good for them to remember?
Yeah, Dan, send it to me and then we can utilise the ones we don't use already.
Very good. Okay. So again, modified version of the clamp without and with the kick. Okay. Again, 3 sets per side up to muscle failure. Okay. If you want here to reach muscle failure quickly, just put the band very tight. Yeah. Right. And the final exercise is called the crab walk. When standing, you have to put the TheraBand in between your feet. Okay, nice and tight. You just separate your feet so that the force of the band will encourage the feet to match, but you keep the feet separated and you walk almost like a little crab with a partially bent knee, back and forward. Making sure that the feet do not match. So even when you turn around, make sure to keep your feet separated. And you will feel a massive discomfort on the outside of the hip. That's good. And you have to do as many steps as possible until you get really tired and burning discomfort here. Okay? On the side of the glutes. A variation would be side steps. So front will be this one. Okay, and change. It's already burning for me. Okay. In this case, you're working the 2 sides at the same time, so you don't have to differentiate. You just do 3 sets, as many steps as you can. Even if you have a small room, it doesn't matter, because you can, yeah, nice. Please, girls, do remember to keep your knees slightly bent when you do this, okay? Good. Nice. Okay. Are they doing fine, Kaylee? I'm not seeing all of them. Are they doing okay?
Yeah, most of them are looking like they're doing the right stuff.
Good. Okay. So whenever, okay, so to summarize, we have seen the squat with 1 leg, the bridge that can be done on the sofa or the edge of the bed, the better. Otherwise, it's okay from the floor. The step up, the side plank, the clamshell, and the crab walk. 6 exercises. Every exercise should be done 3 times. If you're working 1 leg at a time, 3 times right, 3 times left, and every time up to muscle failure, which ideally would be at the 10th repetition. But if you don't have the weights that allow you to get tired, fatigue at the 10th repetition, just go on until fatigue is achieved. Okay? So this is the first part of the session. The second part is going to be landing techniques. Okay? So I don't know whether I can crack on straight away with these. What do you think, guys?
Hey girls, if you need to get drink, you get drink quickly, and then if you're ready, just stay and be ready. Yeah, I think just a couple of seconds.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
I think they're all ready now, Dan.
Already, yeah, I'm putting my shoes on. Okay, so second part, landing exercises. They are fundamental for gymnasts, especially to prevent traumatic injuries of the lower limbs. So whereas the first group of exercises was important for preventing overuse injuries, in this case, we are looking to prevent traumatic injuries, so ligament injuries, meniscal injuries mainly, that can come from an excessive twist of your knee. Okay, so again, 6 exercises. I'm going to begin with the first. In every exercise, guys, you need to work on balance. Do not care about power now, okay? This is not necessarily the goal. We need to work to make sure that the limb alignment when we land is good. I don't want to see knee twisting. I don't want to see bouncing on the floor. You must be stable, okay, when you land. So the first exercise is called the single leg hop for distance. What you need to do is to make sure you've got enough space to perform a hop that will be forward and as far forward as you possibly can. When you land, you have to land rock solid without shaking or twisting your knee. You start with the arms wherever you want. One leg standing. Again, I'm going to start on my right, okay, because I'm right dominant. I'm going to perform a hop forward, as far forward as I can. And when I land solidly on the spot without bouncing, without twisting my knee when I do this, okay? So 1, 2, and 3, okay? I have twisted a little bit, so I'm going back and I repeat this, okay? That's it. Returning, very good, keep going. So here, rather than working until muscle fatigue, because we are not really working to achieve muscle failure, we are working on stability. I would like you guys to maybe work within a certain time. So maybe we can say, do this for 1 minute non-stop per leg. So, or 1.5 minutes non-stop per leg. So please make sure you do not have to bounce when you land. You do not have to twist your knee when you land. You do not have to use the other leg when you land. When you land, I want you to hold the position for at least 2 seconds on the spot without moving, okay? So 1, 2, 1, 2, and that's it. I'm ready to go back and repeat it, okay? Let's go. Yeah. Good. Yeah. So you make sure, because I see some of you twist the ankle, twist the knee a little bit, or bounce forward. Make sure you are stable, okay? Hold the position for 2 seconds upon landing. Good. Nice one. Okay? Remember, balance is the goal here. It's not power, it is balance. Okay? Right. Now, the following exercise is exactly the same with one variable. We are going to perform the same exercise one more time, but once we land, I want you to change direction and perform a vertical hop towards the ceiling. So it's not anymore a forward hop, it is a forward hop and a vertical hop. And when you land, the same principle, hold the position, do not twist the knee, do not twist the ankle, hold the position for 2 seconds, do not help the position with the other leg, okay? So, that's it, okay? So, forward hop, vertical hop together. Okay? There must be 2 continuous hops, okay? And in both, you need to go as far forward as you can, and then as far high as you can, okay? Nice. Make sure that the knee doesn't shake, okay? It doesn't roll in. The movement starts from one leg, okay? So when you start, do not start with 2 legs. Start on 1 leg. This is how you begin. And you do 1 and 2, okay? And then use the other leg to return backwards. But the work is only on 1 leg. 1 and 2, okay? Nice. How are they doing?
So you're doing well, Dan.
Yeah, very good.
Just girls, don't try not to compensate with your body. Don't bend forwards or backwards or to the side.
Exactly. You do not twist the knee, do not twist the trunk. When you land there, you must be rock solid, okay? A stone. You don't have to move, okay? Okay. Okay, so the balance comes with practice, girls, okay? This is not something that you do today and you learn to master the landing today. You need to repeat these a lot of times, day in and day out, okay? You will have a huge impact on your landing technique, okay? Shall we move on to the next one?
Is that on the landing? Or is
Excuse me?
Are you going to move on to the next bit on the landing or completely different
Yes.
next?
Yeah, landing, always
Yeah,
landing.
of course, yeah. Of course, yeah.
Okay, so the next one should be done using a sofa or the bed. Again, if it's not too high, it is a drop jump, okay? It is similar to what we have just seen because we need to perform a vertical hop, but dropping from the sofa. So you don't have to jump off the sofa, please. Do not forget, it's not a jump off, it's a drop off, okay? So the difference is that the drop is more like a step down, okay? So I'm gonna show you. So I'm gonna be on the sofa, so, you know, it's not even half meter. What I'm gonna do is drop down like that, okay? So I'm not jumping off. That's not what I'm doing. I'm gonna drop down with 1 leg, and then I'm gonna perform a hop high towards the ceiling. So dropping and high towards the ceiling as far high as I possibly can, okay? So same principle, stable when you land, 1 and 2. I don't know if you can hear the noise. I'm not making a lot of noise when I land because you don't have to go heavy. You have to shock absorb the pressure using the toe when you go down and then power up straight away. As soon as you touch, power up to reach the ceiling, okay? So here is obviously balance, but it's also speed of movement, okay? It's not a jump, it's a drop. Excellent, good, yes. And make sure you don't use very high steps to drop from, please. Okay, especially because you do this barefoot. When you land, you must land on 1 leg, and you have to continue to go up using the same leg. The other leg does not work, okay? It does not help the movement, okay? And the movement is vertical, it's not forward, okay? You don't have to go forward. So 1, I'm not forward, I'm not going forward. I'm going high towards the ceiling, vertically. That's it, okay? Are they doing good?
Yes, yes, they trying.
I know it's difficult without all the equipment, I guess, but at home you can use several things that you don't realize until you try. Actually, the sofa is quite good because it gives you that little bit of instability. By standing on it, you can work also your equilibrium, I guess.
And by the end of lockdown, their parents will have to buy new sofas.
Ah, indeed, indeed. Okay. Nice. Yes, I see some of you is doing it really well. Make sure the knee doesn't roll inwards when you squat. Down and power up to jump. Okay.
Later on, would you be using dumbbell weights as well for this exercise?
Not for these, not for these, because they must work on balance here. So the weight is irrelevant. It's more important, for example, that they do more movements, so they develop more an endurance type of strength. But we are not going to use weights for these exercises because it will obviously impair their capacity of balancing, which is the primary goal we want to achieve here. So give me the okay when you're ready to move to the next one. You've got 3 more to see.
Girls, you ready to move on? Yeah, Chase said that he's ready. Chase is ready.
Okay, so next one, single leg lunge jump is one of my favorite too. It's a little bit difficult because the coordination is hard, but if you learn it really well, it's going to be really useful. Okay, so what you have to do is to perform a posterior lunge like that with the arms in running position, and when you come up, you've got to hop on the spot. Okay, so this is how it looks like. And here, you're going to see many girls falling on the floor, I guess, because it's a really difficult exercise to maintain the balance. Okay, I'm sure that many of you will do this or will help the movement with the other leg. You shouldn't. Okay, let's see. Let's do it slowly. I'm going to show you from this position. I'm starting with my right, okay? So the left goes backwards, on the floor, coming up, going with the knee high, and with the right now I hop on the spot. I return back, I come back high, and I hop on the spot. And I do it faster. And it burns. It burns a lot your quads, your hamstrings, your glutes. Nice. You must remain on the spot when you do this, okay? You don't have to go forward. Very nice. Make sure that the knee doesn't shake. Nice. Make sure that the knee doesn't tilt and doesn't shake. Good. Nice. I'm only seeing 2 girls here who are doing the movement very well. How are the others doing?
Dan, is there like a little grid at the top of your screen, like a little picture of like that you can get lots of different screens up? It's like gallery view.
I can scroll. Yeah, I can.
Yeah, but there's a gallery view. There should be like. So you
Oh,
can
the
see.
gallery view. Ah, okay, okay, yes. Oh,
That's
wow.
it. You can see them all now.
Oh, yes. Okay, interesting. Wow. You're a lot, girls.
39.
You didn't realise there were so many.
No, I see Izzy. Hi, Izzy. Hi. Okay.
He can check on you now, is he?
So, again, I'm going to do it again for you. 1, 2. Okay. Nice one. Very well. Make sure not to twist the knee, okay? Please don't forget. How are the quads? Are they burning? Yes?
It must be.
It must be. Good. So again, one side, as many movements as you can, change it, go to the next side, and do again up to muscle failure, okay? Again, here, number of sets and reps, the same, 3 sets for each exercise, and do as many movements as you can. My suggestion is always to start with the weaker side, yeah? Because we are always good for our dominant side. The problem is if we take as a marker the dominant side, we really will leave the weaker side behind. So my idea is always start with the, let's say in my case, I am right-handed and right-footed. I'm gonna start with the left, okay? So the left sets my limit. So I'm gonna go for as many movements as I can, okay? If I can do 20 movements, I'm gonna try with the right, okay? And I'm gonna go for as many movements as I can. If I see that I pass 20, you can do it just to understand how much difference there is between one and another, but ideally you should respect the weaker side, okay? So don't go for 30 if the limit to the left side or to your non-dominant is 20, okay? Just try to adapt to that number, okay? And eventually try to progress that number. Star jump, penultimate, okay? So here, what we want to do is to imagine we have the arms of a star on the floor, okay? And we are gonna perform 4 jumps, okay? Always on one leg, in the direction of the arms of the star. So it would be 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is how it looks like. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Every time, land nicely, hold the position for 2 seconds before starting again. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. There is a little bit of side-to-side movement here. So it's really good because it gives you some instability that is not only on the frontal plane. You work also on the lateral plane a little bit. If you've got on the ground some markers, you can use those. But for those of you who have just a plain floor, doesn't matter. Just imagine you have a star on the floor and jump on the arms of it. Okay? Nice. Don't lose the balance. Don't use the other leg to balance. Try to maintain the equilibrium when you do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Nice. Good. Yeah. Yeah, most of you are doing really well. This one is probably one of the easier. Nice. Oy, oy, oy. Yeah. Really well. You tired? Comme ci, comme ça. Okay. So, to summarize, we have seen the single leg hop for distance, forward. The second was the hop forward and vertical hop, okay? Then the drop jumper from the sofa. Then the lunge jumper, the one in running position. The star jump. And then the last exercise, you need a partner for this, okay? I anticipated to Kaylee that for the last exercise, you will need a partner. So if you do not have anybody close to you, do not worry, just have a look at it. I'm gonna call my wife to help me with this exercise. It is a pretty simple exercise. It is a vertical hop. So you need to hop towards the ceiling. The person close to you pushes you a little bit from the hip in a direction that you don't know which one will be. When you land, you will be land in a position that you are not prepared to land. So the challenge will be try not to lose the balance when you land, okay? And it can be in any direction. For those of you who feel a little bit funny, please do not push too hard the other, because we don't want to make them fall. We just want to give them a perturbation, okay? The perturbation is going to help to create the unexpected, okay? What we are not expecting when we land. And these can be always present, especially when we're using the beam, the bar, at the gym, when landing from really high heights. So make sure that you use a partner for this, because it can be very useful. I'm gonna call my partner so I can show this to you. Right, off we go. So, again, she's gonna stay close to me, and she's gonna push me in a direction I'm not expecting, which can be forward, sideways, wherever. I'm gonna start one leg standing, and I'm gonna hop vertically up towards the ceiling. This is it, okay? Really simple, small push from the hip, okay? You are going vertically up. The partner is gonna push you somewhere, is gonna move around you and just push you somewhere you're not expecting to go. And when you land, you will obviously twist a little bit, doesn't matter, as long as the knee doesn't do a lot of movement. The movement must be restricted, okay? As much as possible. Just land stably where you are. Doesn't matter if you are a little bit rotated, because the movement brought you to be in that position. Doesn't really matter, as long as you're stable. I'm gonna repeat it. Okay. All right. Now, whoever has the partner close to them, practice, okay? You must perform a vertical hop. Do not anticipate the perturbation. The perturbation is something that you do not control. It's the partner that gives it to you. Okay. One last thing, guys. The perturbation is given from the hip, okay? So you must push the other person from the hip, not from the shoulder, because you're going to create too much instability otherwise. It is possible that you land okay, but because you have been pushed too much from the shoulder, you're going to be actually going forward with your arms. So it's from the center of the body that the perturbation must come from. Okay, and it has to be a small perturbation. Please don't take advantage of it. Nice. And again, the aim is always landing on one position and maintaining that position without the help of the other leg, without twisting the knee, without bouncing too much. Very good. I see that most of you are doing it fine, actually. Good. Nice one. Again, 3 sets. And you try to do as many movements as you can within the set. However, because we are not working on muscle failure, fatigue in this case, I think it would be a good idea to use a stopwatch, maybe 90 seconds non-stop on one leg, 90 seconds non-stop on the other leg. And when I say non-stop, it's non-stop. So you must get tired, even in this exercise, but it's another way of getting tired, okay? It's not because the muscle hurts necessarily, but because your cardiovascular fitness is under stress, is challenged by the fact that you are repeating it and repeating it and repeating it. And you are trying to maintain the balance. You are trying to correct movement imbalances. So it must be difficult in a different way than normal strengthening exercises. Right, so that's it. 12 exercises, 6 for strength of the hip and gluteal muscles, 6 for improving landing techniques. I'm gonna chat with your trainers to see whether it would be good to send you something in writing with the recap of all the things we have seen. And obviously, if some of you has any question or would like to ask me something in details, you can obviously let me know through Kaylee or the other coaches are fine, and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you have. But from what I've seen today, you're good. You're a good group. So keep up the good work, keep your motivation up, and stay safe. And yeah, keep working hard.
Thanks, Dan.
Pleasure.
Thank you very much, Dan.
Pleasure.
Yeah, but if you will be able to write down exercises